There's three very strong mistakes which almost every OnlyFans creator makes when they're getting into the industry. And I'm going to cover these in this video so you models can stay safe. And so hopefully you agencies can reverse engineer this and make sure that this stops happening, because honestly it's hurting your business's growth and it's stopping the models from making money. So no one is winning. Who wants to be in a business where no one's winning? So I'm going to cover it in this video so everyone can be happy. Now, number one is the models not doing enough due diligence on their agencies before they join. Now, the biggest red flag for me isn't if a model's asking too many questions, isn't if a model's asking to see proof about what the agency is doing. It's when a model jumps on the phone, the call lasts 2 minutes because she's in a rush but really wants to sign, but she doesn't even really know about anything that we do or how the process will run once she signs to the agency. And, sends me her email, sends me her name. We send over the contract, which is a lengthy contract, by the way. We make sure everything's included, everything's transparent, everything's in there. And within 30 seconds, it's signed, it's done, it's sent back to me on my DocuSign, ready for me to review and sign so we can get this partnership underway. Now, most agencies will be like, wow, result, because maybe they have some fucked up shit in the contract. But for us, we don't have anything like that in our contracts. Our contracts are essentially like 1 day contracts. Like the agency and the creator can both leave whenever they like. There's no, we've got her trapped in type of energy. So for us, there's no benefit in the model not reading the contract. We want her to read all of the contract because we want her to know what she's going to be expected of, and she wants to know. We want her to know what we're going to be doing as well and how everything's going to run. If she doesn't do that, then how can we move forward? And this happens with a lot of models because they kind of maybe get into OnlyFans because they want to make quick, fast money, but they forget to go along the process and make sure that they're safe. Because, with an agency like me, okay, cool, nothing bad's going to happen. Even if you don't read the contract, I'll just have to, maybe have to follow up on things when I shouldn't have to in the future, which isn't too much of a pain, to be honest. Just like when the payments are coming through, they might be like, oh, hey, when we're doing the cash outs, it's like, that was in the contract that you signed 3 days ago. So all that stuff is in there, just leads to a couple more questions down the line, which again, I said isn't a big problem, but that could be a huge problem if you're signing with an agency that has something really bad in the contract and now you're trapped. Or now you're paying a bigger percentage than you thought you was, or maybe they said, "Oh yeah, we take only 50%," but then maybe that was 50% of gross, and they didn't even tell you it was net on the call, and you're expected to see it in the contract, but you signed it, and they send you an invoice, and it's much more than what you thought. So please make sure you're doing your due diligence on the contracts, but also, like I said, on the agency as a whole. Anyone can make some results these days. There's a lot of agencies that are in group chats where they could just put in a quick message and say, hey guys, thinking of signing this model, can you just share me some of your results so I can show it to this model so she can go to my agency even though those aren't my results. If you're in a network, which most agencies are or should be, that's what they can do. And even if they're not doing that, they can easily go and like Photoshop some results, fake some results. It's not very hard. So when you girls are asking for results and you're getting a screenshot back or a video, just question things. Question whether that's real. Question if it's theirs. Ask to see the model's social media. Do some more due diligence on these results that you're getting, because this is what you're expecting. If someone's showing you a 6-figure a month model but he hasn't got one, how's he going to do it to you? Do some more due diligence. Really check up on the agencies, because there's a lot of people lying through their teeth these days. Well, I'd say 90% of the industry lying through their teeth these days, and it would be a shame for you to get caught up with agencies like this. And again, like I said, although I'm addressing the creators here directly, agencies, don't make these mistakes. Make sure you've got bulletproof stuff behind you so you can sign creators, be transparent, and do things the right way. Now, also, when creators want to speak to models on the agency, Sometimes creators will make the mistake, by demanding to speak to creators. And I know for a fact, if a model joined my agency today and asked to speak to some of the models, maybe a few would be like, okay, yeah, I'll give it the time, but half of them won't be asked. So if you do ask to speak to agencies, creators, and they say no, it doesn't mean that they don't exist. It doesn't mean that. It just means the models are kind of busy, and they have a life too, and they just don't want to get on the phone with you, to be transparent, because like they're just not that. Yeah, that's just not their thing. They don't owe it to the agency. So don't always ask to get on the phone with the models, because I've seen models come and go where they will be like, yeah, I need to jump on the phone with these models. I need to see their results. I need to do this. I need to do that. It's like, I don't even have permission to show their results. They don't even want to jump on the phone with you. What can I do? We're still delivering the results. They're just not going to jump on the phone with you. So make sure you're doing your due diligence, but don't do it in a way which is rude. Don't do it in a way which is demanding. Be respectful of the people's time. Be respectful of the creator's time. If you do want to jump on the phone with them and just get that extra level of verification on their experience with the agency, it's totally fine to request, but just make sure you're being respectful when you do so, because a lot of agencies might have models that won't want to jump on the phone with other creators coming through the door because of the whole security thing. They might not want other people to know. If one creator knows that they have an agency, then 10 creators know, then maybe it goes out on social media, then maybe their fans know, and then they lose income. All of my creators, the reason why I don't have like an agency Instagram or an agency website is because none of my creators want to be on there. I don't want my creators to be on there. I don't want their whales, their top spenders, to see their models that they're subscribed to on a website for an agency. That would be detrimental to the relationship. It'd be detrimental to the income over the next few days. So please, I like to give my chatters a nice time. I don't want them to have to be constantly rebuilding relationships after they're broken. And I've got so many like just terrible stories about that in the past, not with agency websites, but with models like posting themselves kissing their boyfriends on the internet, like just anniversary posts, and it's like just leave that to the side or private the Insta. Because these whales, they're emotionally attached. But let me not go off tangent here. We're here to cover the 3 mistakes which agencies make and models make when they're coming into partnership. Number 2 is not adding your own ideas to the marketing. Not adding your own ideas to the marketing. Why do creators do this? Well, why do they not do this? Because a lot of you girls have amazing ideas. A lot of you girls have great personalities. A lot of you girls have exciting hobbies which could be turned into a niche. But you sit back and you let an average agency that you signed up to because you didn't do due diligence tell you to dance in a bikini over and over and over and over and over again, even though you hate it, even though it's making you want to leave the industry, even though it's not even performing because you don't like it, and it can show in the content, and that's not going to go viral if you clearly do not like what you are doing. Why not put some ideas forward? Agencies, please accept the model's ideas. This is crucial. Now, yes, we've had some great ideas pop off because we have come up with them, but we've also had ideas pop off because the models have come up with them. This is not just within like the actual niches, but this is like within the niche, like the ideas within the niche. Whenever I used to go on shoot with the models over in Manchester, I would always listen to the ideas. I'd always constantly want to bounce off them because they come up with amazing bangers, funny stuff. Their personalities show through the screen when we're taking that content. And that's how you went viral every single day for months. For months and months and months and months and months. And that's why we made a lot of fucking cash in that time too. Please speak to the models. You'll be surprised. You can always turn any sort of thing into a niche. So why not just do something that the model already likes? It's going to make her more happy working with you guys. You're going to get more views. You're going to make more money. You're not going to have to chase up content because the model won't procrastinate on it because she actually likes what she's recording and she feels confident to post this on social media without the judgment and the negativity. So go for it. Communicate. You guys are a partnership. Why are you not communicating? It's like anything. You need to communicate. You guys are 50-50 business partners, or maybe it's a 60-40 on either end, or maybe it's even more. I don't know what contract you guys have, but you guys are business partners at the end of the day. So you as an agency, you need to respect your business partner and see what they can bring to the table. Even if it's a stupid idea. Stupid stuff works in social media in 2025. No matter how retarded an idea could be, not saying that the model's idea is retarded, I'm just saying, let's say it's the most stupidest, insane, weird, crazy idea of all time. Run it. See how it does. Test it. We got trial reels. It's 2025. Post that shit. See how it does. Because there's so much potential being left on the table by not communicating, guys. The first thing I do when I onboard a model is I go through their personality. We jump on a call. We're going over things once the form's signed. We're going over what they like, what they don't like. I'm interested in all the hobbies. I'm digging deeper. I'm asking questions, and boom, we find a niche. We fucking record it to a very high level and we make money. Whereas other agencies will just be like, oh, cool, she's blonde and has boobs, bikini reels. And then they send a bunch of bikini reels, get her to dance in bikini reels and just pray for the best and post it on 3 accounts once per day, a couple of stories. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, we tried, I guess. That's not trying. That's very lazy management. Think at a higher level, come together, use your strengths. Now, the final mistake which creators make is focusing on everything but what they're supposed to do. And this sort of ties into the previous one because agencies won't give that model that level of excitement, that level of commitment, that level of responsibility with the content. And that's where they don't want to do it, they procrastinate. And when they're procrastinating, they still want to be involved and they start to do other things that really isn't their responsibility, really shouldn't be the thing they're focusing on. The reason why they signed with an agency is because the agency is supposed to take care of the chats. So why is the model scanning through the chats all day? That's the chat manager's role. But because she's not interested enough in doing the content and sticking to her roles because she haven't even put in that level of effort, now they're looking over the chats. Now they're doing X, Y, and Z. Now they're complaining about this. One, it shouldn't be anything to complain about in the first place, but they shouldn't have to go and scan because they should have their plate full. But models, make sure you don't procrastinate on the content. Remember, the only thing which is going to directly impact the revenue is going to be the stuff which you do. That's a chat manager's role. So please let the agency take care of that and focus on the things which is going to directly impact the revenue from your end. You scanning a chat isn't going to make a difference to the revenue. You performing a reel 3 times better than the last one is going to directly impact the revenue. So when you're in this role, you need to, it's a business at the end of the day, you need to understand what your responsibilities are, what action every single day is going to have the highest impact. And a lot of the times the models will focus on other stuff which isn't the highest impact instead of the stuff which is at the end of the day, quality, quantity, getting it out there. If there's not enough quality, the videos aren't going to go viral. And if there's not enough quantity, you're not going to make enough money from the viral concepts that you're making, because it's all good having one good viral video, but it's only going to make you so much money. You need to be going viral every single day, every single week for months on end. That's a big task. That's a big responsibility, but that's why we're doing this, right? So focus on that. There's bigger things at stake than checking on the chats or worrying about something else, or maybe it's external from the business, worrying about a sports team or what this bitch said or drama and all this other things. Just focus on the mission. Let's treat this seriously. Let's treat this like a business. Let's treat this like a team. And teams look out for each other and stick on that same path. So make sure you're aligned on that same path. They're doing their role, you're doing yours, and it comes together beautifully when you see that statement at the end of the month and you're doing those cash outs every week and the money hits the bank.